Hello and welcome back to Whitney Alex Works recap of the Golden Bachelor Season 1 Episode 3, Gerry's Week 3. Before we begin, please like and subscribe here at Whitney Alex Works for more recap videos just like this one. Alright, let's dive into Gerry's third week as the Golden Bachelor. We begin a new week as the 12 remaining women are realizing that with less and less women, the competition and tension between them is increasing. Host Jesse Palmer comes in to greet the women and tells them that there will be one big group date for the week, and it's a talent show. All 12 women are invited as Gerry is excited to see more of the women's personalities shine through. With this group date, the women are challenged to showcase their talents, and the prize of winning is a special one-on-one date that night with Gerry. The judges include Gerry himself, host Jesse Palmer, and Bachelorette number 11, Kaitlyn Bristow. The women begin their performances with standouts like Sandra making jokes, Faith playing the guitar, and Leslie showing off her dancing skills and even baking skills as she gifts Gerry with a treat at the end of her performance. We then switch to Joan from Maryland, who was freaking out a bit about her lack of talents, but when she comes to the stage, she nails it with a charming poem she wrote about not vomiting on Gerry's shoes. The audience, and most importantly Gerry, was very impressed with Joan, as when the winner is announced, it's Joan who gets the special one-on-one dinner date. Leslie is disappointed as she was hopeful she would get it, but it's just showing that the competition for Gerry's heart is heating up. Joan, a 6-year-old private school administrator from Maryland, heads out to spend a romantic dinner date with Gerry after winning the talent show with her poetry skills. These two connected last week when they both discussed the loss of their spouses, and despite the loss, they both have hope for the future. With the show only being an hour in length, the dinner date goes seemingly quick with Gerry and Joan toasting to their future, and soon Gerry offers Joan the rose, which she accepts. They share a kiss as they both are very excited about the other. The next day, we are surprised to see that Joan is in turmoil as she gets a phone call from her daughter, who just had a difficult birth. Joan is conflicted, but she makes a decision that she is going to head home and be with her family. Joan tells the women her decision, and then when Gerry arrives at the mansion, Joan heads outside to break the news to him. Gerry is devastated, but he says he understands why Joan has to leave. Jo then leaves the show to be with her family, which means that now 11 women remain. After Joan's shocking and sudden exit, the remaining women wait for the reveal of who is getting the one-on-one date this week. And when a fashion designer comes in, he announces that week 3's one-on-one date goes to Ellen. Ellen gets a dress-up date and ends up in a beautiful pink gown as she goes and greets Gerry. Gerry is concerned that his and Ellen's connection could be better off as friends instead of romance, but when they reflect on their marriages together and Gerry gives Ellen Neil Lane earrings, they share a romantic moment and they kiss. They then get on a hot air balloon and share even more romantic moments where Gerry offers Ellen the rose, which she accepts, securing her another week. We then switch back to the mansion as we are treated to some drama brewing between Kathy and Teresa of all people. Teresa, feeling too comfortable, shares her romantic experience with Gerry in week 2 with Kathy, who doesn't want to hear about Teresa's date because they're all dating the same man. Kathy gets emotional as she believes that she could go home at the upcoming rose ceremony. The drama continues at the cocktail party as April calls out vaguely that if you have a connection with Gerry, basically be quiet about it. And Teresa feels confused and believes that April was referencing her. While Gerry is furthering a connection with his first impression rose receiver Faith and even sharing a kiss, Kathy is eager to talk to Gerry. She shares her concerns and gets emotional as she believes people in the mansion are oversharing their connection with him. Kathy doesn't mention names, but we all know she is talking about Teresa. Gerry then asks Kathy to wait a moment as he goes and grabs a rose for Kathy, offering her one. She accepts it and they share their first kiss together. After Kathy gets a rose, Teresa asks to talk to Kathy about the conflict they are experiencing, and at those iconic stairs, Kathy tells Teresa that she is oversharing her connection with Gerry and making it seem like she has it in the bag. Teresa is shocked to hear this as she gets emotional. Gerry eventually walks in to see what is happening, and Teresa shares that she is being called out for being boastful about their connection. Teresa denies this, citing that she didn't mean to make anyone upset, and Gerry is confused as he couldn't believe that Teresa is involved in the drama, and he starts to question their early connection. So here we are, already at the third rose ceremony. With Ellen and Kathy safe, Gerry calls out the following women in order, securing them another week. First called is Faith, then Sandra, next is Leslie, then Nancy, Susan, April, and the last rose goes to Teresa. 9 women remain. Week 3 exits were Christina, a retired purchasing manager from California, and Edith, a retired realtor also from California. And that's it for the third episode of The Golden Bachelor. Thank you for watching Whitney Alex Works recap of The Golden Bachelor Season 1, Episode 3. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe here for more videos in the future. See you soon for the next episode.